What's going on, you guys? My name is Russell, and you're watching The Bible Man. If you're new to this channel or like the content I make here, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on all notifications for any future updates here on my channel. And if you feel like supporting me in any way, shape, or form, you're welcome to go ahead and do so. Links are in the description box below, and there you can support me on Patreon. For just $5 a month, for a price of a coffee, you could be a monthly Patreon supporter over on Patreon. Links are in the description box below. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the authority of God. All right. First, what you got to understand is the difference between God and us. God, he doesn't need to justify his morality and why he made morality in the first place. I mentioned this in my last video. This is basically a repeat of my last video, but everything you see wrong with this world, World War One, World War II with the Nazi Germany and the Jewish people, mass shootings, Vietnam, North Korea, Israel and Hamas, Russia and Ukraine, my bad. Russia and Ukraine, mass shootings, race wars, white people hating black people hating white people, vice versa, anyone hating anybody, right versus left, left versus right. This is all a byproduct of free will. In the very beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth, after he created everything, he made a garden. And in the garden, he made a man. And from the man, he put the man to sleep. And from his rib, he made a woman. The man and woman were called Adam and Eve. Sooner or later, a cunning serpent, a deceitful serpent, an evil, diabolical serpent, came into the garden and deceived Eve. Eve deceived Adam, and they were kicked out the garden. Later on, the flood, then Abraham, then da-da-da-da-da, you know the rest. Well, because of that, that's how the world is today. We don't inherit sin, but we are born into a world of sin, and sin latches onto us like germs latches onto a table. And that's the scary part. Put it like this. The Bible even says bad company corrupts good morals. Yes, bad company corrupts good morals. So if your company that you like to spend time with, your best friend, your sister, your coworker is corrupting your good morals, ditch them. Because they're ultimately the ones who are going to influence you to destroy your relationship and connection with God. So we cannot understand why God made the morality, what's right and wrong from our point of view, is entirely different from his point of view, because we do not know his ways nor his understanding. His ways are not our ways. Isaiah says it like this: my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. No matter how we try to justify sin, God still sees it as sin, the active and deliberate breaking of his law. And there are consequences. We may see morality as trivial, but the truth of the matter of fact is, morality has an ultimate objective. It's not subjective based on each person's interpretation or opinion. No, it's subjective because it came from an uncreated creator who made man in his image and said to us, this is how I want you to behave. This is how I want you to act. This is how I want you to present yourselves. When we did the opposite and we blame morality on God, why is all these bad things happening? What tends to happen is things get worse because we're not taking accountability. We are rebelling against God. We're saying, no, we don't need God. God did all of this. In reality, God didn't do any of it. He gave you the choice of free will to choose to do right or choose to do wrong. The thing is, we have free will, and because we have free will, we don't see clearly when we need to. Morality is not subjective or based on one person's interpretation. No, it's objective because an uncreated creator created morality and placed it on each and every person's heart so they be without an excuse on the day of judgment. So when we say God is to blame for everything that's going wrong in this world, we are ignorant and naive and stupid for saying so. I've never said it, but I've seen so many people say it. First, you got to understand, God does not care what you think. His authority is higher above any authority you can possibly imagine here on earth. This is the analogy I would use. I will use the analogy like this. If a son lied to his mom, the mom will ground him. If the son lied to the cop will arrest him. If the son lied to the judge will give him a harsher sentence for perjury. Each time the change in authority went up from mom to police to judge. Now imagine the consequences of our actions and decisions when God is next on that list, because God is the ultimate example of authority, and every eye will see him on that day when he returns, and we all have to give an account for what we did when we were on earth. We have no place and no right to blame God for anything. Everything that's wrong in this world is a byproduct of free will, because we have the free will to choose to do wrong rather than do right. And that's our choice. God didn't tell us to shoot up a school. God didn't tell us to hate an entire nation because it doesn't line up with North Korea. God didn't tell us to go to war with Ukraine. God didn't tell us to do any of this stuff. This is all evil formed from the hearts of men and women, from their evil and sinful nature that they receive from the world sooner or later throughout their life, that they project into the world. And then they want to blame God. The irony, right? No matter how you try to justify it, you can't blame this on God. God has no place in this. We made the decision. We make our own decisions every day. And what we choose to do with our free will is going to come back to bite us or come back to reward us later on. Something to think about. That's about it for this video, guys. My name is Russell, and you're watching The Bible Man. Have a blessed day.